Good morning. Today we are going to go over the very hot topic of claiming your Google business location. There's actually a couple different ways to do this, and I'm going to show you how to get started on two of them. But all roads lead to Rome, so really you can pretty much do it multiple ways. First thing that you need to claim a Google business location is to have a Gmail account. It's a Google product, so you need to have a Gmail account associated or Gmail email account associated with it. If you are leery of having multiple emails account, remember you can also set your accounts up so they all forward to one location. So you can have a Yahoo or whichever other types of accounts, email accounts that you want, but you can set that up to forward all to one location. So we have a Gmail for the company, and I have that forward to like my regular inbox. So I'm not having to check a bunch of different emails and things like that. So this is obviously Google. If you go up here to this little 9 square button, if you click on that, one of the ways that you can get into My Business is clicking on this icon right here. And that will take you to the Google My Business overview account, and you can add a new Google location or something like that there. The other way that you can do this is to go into Google Maps itself. So navigate to google.com/maps and type in what you want your business name to be. I'm using Shay's Gmail account for the purpose of this tutorial. So I'm going to call it Shay Murphy Coldwell Banker Premier Real Estate. So this Google location doesn't actually exist right now. So it's going to want to select Coldwell Banker Premier Real Estate here in Pismo Beach. It's really tempting to try and to request ownership of this location, but these are the corporate office locations. So you're going to want to set up your own business location at the same place. You can have, because you're independent contractors, you can actually have more than one business in a location. So we're not going to take this one. We're not going to, it says I manage this profile, but we're not going to try and claim this Google business location. What we're going to do is we're going to go up to this 3 bars here, and we're going to add your business. And so this is going to prompt you to go basically into Google My Business, which we could have gone through from the other section, and then add a new business location. So we're going to call it Shay Murphy Banker Premier Real Estate. And again, it's prompting you to want to claim one of the already existing business locations for the offices, but we're not doing that, even though it's the same address. So we're going to go with real estate. Let's see if there's just agent. Yeah, let's just go with real estate agent. Obviously, there's multiple ways that you can do this, and you can find the categories and things like that that fit you best. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. And yes, we want to add a location because he is in the Pismo office or one of the other offices. So we're going to add 1161 Price Street, Suite 100, Pismo Beach, California, zip code. Looks good. So we're going to add a line because I'm going to add the suite number in there too. And again, it's personal preference. You want to be consistent when you're adding your business address. It's called NAP issues or NAP issues, name, address, phone number. You want to make sure that they're consistent. So having your name and your website and things like that rank higher in Google rankings. So you want to make sure that your name is the same across the board, the same spelling, the same nickname if you're using a nickname. If you're using Chris instead of Christopher. Address, make sure the address is exactly the same if it has the suite number, if it doesn't have the suite number, and then phone number, obviously making sure that you have, whatever is the best contact phone number, not your desk number on some and your cell number on the other. So make sure your NAP, your name, address, phone number are consistent across the board. So it's going to say, hey, is this your business? No, this is not what you want to do. You don't want to click on that because, again, that's the office location. So we're going to hit none of these and hit next. Do you provide deliveries or home and office visits? I mean, yeah, you go to people's houses and things like that if you need to. So you don't have to add your service area if you want to. You can add your service area. And again, you can always go back and add and edit this information at any point in time too. You can change and add more later. So, we can say San Luis Obispo, we can say Pismo Beach, we can say Morro Bay, we can say Pomo, Santa Maria, Los Osos. There's a lot of cities around here. Atascadero. So that's just to get us started here. And again, you can go back and add more later. Okay, so this is where you're going to enter in that phone number and website that you want to have. I've got Shay's information that I pulled off of his profiles. So I'm going to use those to make sure that it's consistent. And then I have his agent website right here that I'm going to use for, here we go. And this is his Coldwell Banker Realogy one. He can update that if he wants to be his CB Star one, whichever one. Again, you can go back through and you can edit those informations. I'm actually going to do, I had a thought halfway through this. I'm going to show you where you can get your Realogy, your exact landing page. For this, I had just opened this up from a different site for Shay, and it's got a whole bunch of other stuff on there that he may not want to have as an optimized website. You can see all of that lettuce up there, basically. So if you can actually get your agent website URL in Desk. So I'm going to show you that real quick, not to go totally off topic here, but let's navigate to Desk. And that's the platform that Realogy provides. It's mycbdesk.com. And you're going to go into your Zap profile here. This is my Zap dashboard because I'm I'm logged in. I would log in as myself right now. I'm going to proxy as Shay so I can get his agent information. It will automatically log you in as yourself. So here's the Zap dashboard. I'm going to go to my website. And we'll go over in another video how to update all of this information. But here is the website URL for his agent website. So we're going to copy that, and I'm going to use that here instead. So that will be the clean version. There we go. Okay, so we're going to hit next. Figures it logged me in as Coldwell Banker Premier Real Estate. So I'm going to need to fix that for Shay. So it would have like the Call Team Murphy Gmail right here because nothing ever works perfectly the first time. When you log in, I'm juggling multiple Gmail accounts. That's why that did that. So I'll transfer ownership of this account over to Shay's account after the video is over. But it's here. It's verified. We're going to hit next. And we're going to pretend like I didn't make that little boo-boo there. Okay, so here's where you go through and you add your services and things like that. I'm going to leave this one because this is something that Shay will want to personalize himself, but you could go through and add other services beside that. I think real estate kind of speaks to it, so I'm going to skip it for right now. And you can adjust your hours. So I'm going to have him open at 8:30 a.m. and close at 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, just because that's when he's usually kicking around the office. You can, if you want to do 24 hours, you could, I suppose. but then you run the risk of having people contact you 24 hours a day. And if you want to put in Saturday hours, you can. Say maybe you just want to be available, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Saturdays or something like that. You can add that in too. I'm not going to do that for right now because I'm going to keep this really simple. Okay, so it'll ask if you want to accept messages on that phone number, and we're going to go ahead and say accept messages for text messages and things like that. Again, you can skip that or turn it off however you want. A call history lets you see who called through your Google Business. If you want it, you can turn it on or you can turn it off. I'm also going to skip that for now because that's kind of a personal preference thing. So business description is going to be what you want to say about yourself as a real estate agent. I've got all of this information that, again, I copied from Shay's Zillow profile because that's the most filled out profile that he's got online. I may just leave the top part. You have up to 750 characters, so you could add the whole thing if we wanted to. We could have this whole section here if we wanted. We ran out of characters. Okay, so maybe not all of them. Okay, so that's where we're going to leave that one. And again, at any point, none of this is set in stone. You can come back and go through and edit any of this information if you want to make sure it looks nice and clean here. Okay, next. Here's where you can upload photos and things like that. So I do have some photos that I set aside. I've got Shay's profile photo here. And again, you want to be consistent with your agent profile headshot to make sure that no matter what platform people are looking for you on, it's the same photo so they know that it's the same agent. You want to make it as simple as possible for people to contact you. So I'm also going to add the logo, and then I have this house with the flag, and then I have a global luxury one because Shay is a global luxury certified agent. So I wanted to make sure I added that in there too. And these are just some photos. You can use photos of previous listings that you've had. You can add photos of the front of your office building if you want. Pretty much anything that you can think of in there that you think might be appealing in your profile. So we're going to skip the advertising for right now, and the business profile is almost ready. So this is the basics of it. We can go through and add a lot more information. We need to designate the logo here. Let's see, let's designate this one as the logo. So it only does a square logo. So let's choose a different one for the logo here. So I've got more logos saved in here. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and use a global luxury one for Shay. I'll use this one. You can use the North Star logo, obviously, too. Oh, it's going to be challenging and not let me do the square logo. All right, I'm going to cut the DBA off of the bottom of the logo for right now. If I wanted to, I could. Oh, it's going to be a challenge. Yeah, let's do this one. You can go through and do some more edits. Like probably what I would do is I would go into like a paint program or a Canva and make it so that the box around the actual logo itself was bigger, so I had more room to play with it. And again, let's see. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. Okay, so we'll use that one as our logo, and maybe use this one as our cover, or maybe this one as our cover. We'll use this one as the cover photo for that. And again, if you dislike it, you can always go back and make changes to it at some point. If you have a video that you want to add, we do have videos available through Coldwell Banker Premier Real Estate. If you go to YouTube, Coldwell Banker Corporate has a lot of videos that you can use, whatever latest advertising and branding videos, you can use those and add here. If you want to add interior and exterior photos of the business or the building itself, you can add those photos in here. So let's go back here over to home. So we've updated that. Most of everything after this is going through and just filling out the profile as much as possible. So if we go into the info section here, you can see that we've got the address, service areas, the hours. We can add more hours. We can add special hours. You could put something in there about, COVID protocols, however you want to do that. If there is specific services you want to add, all of that stuff here. This is his profile information. You can edit that there, adding more photos down there. All of that stuff is in here. So the last thing would be to normally verify the business. You could verify it usually with text messages, or you can verify it with a postcard that will be emailed. And I think that since I verified this under something that's already been verified, it's not requiring me to do it a second time, but you will need to verify your business. And that will be in one of those steps in the wizard that you walk through to verify the business. It's easiest if you can just do it with text messages. They'll text to make sure that that you're the right person. It's not a bot. It's not some random account from, middle of Asia or anything like that. Or they'll send an actual postcard with a Google 6-digit verification code, and they'll mail it to the business location. And it usually takes about 10 business days to get that. And then you just pop back into the Google My Business and enter in the 6-digit code to verify the business address, and then you're good. And then once you do, then it shows up as this nice sidebar. And I use John all the time because his is really nice too. So see how his shows up here on the side for a Google search. It's got his here, it's got his website, it's got his Google reviews, which will show in here. It has his hours, the address, questions and answers. You can add that section in your Google My Business in here. It has got the reviews right here, all of his information. The web crawlers will link it to Facebook business profiles if they're named the same. So it's a nice little side section, as opposed to if I had just done, Shay Murphy. It doesn't have that little nice side section yet because it takes about 24 hours for the profile to show up. So you can see that the difference between those two types of business profiles. So this one's really is much nicer, especially with the logos and everything like that. And then it's also mobile ready too. So it shows up really nice on a phone with those buttons so that someone can just tap it and make a phone call or an email right from their mobile device and things like that. So that is how you claim a Google business location. It might be slightly different when you go through it, depending upon how you do it. And also, because I signed it up under the wrong Gmail account, so I'm going to have to transfer that over. But that's the basics of it. If you need more help on this, if you Google, there's lots of tutorials to walk through for this for real estate agents too that can help you step by step. But it's pretty intuitive once you get started on it. The big part is that you don't try to claim one of the established office locations. You're adding a new business to the same location. So if you have any questions, let me know.